Boruto, the most controversial anime of all time. Many people hate this anime for multiple reasons, but the most common reason for hate is because it's popular to hate something. People keep saying that it's full of fillers, but how many fillers actually Boruto has? The answer is not much. Compared to its predecessor Naruto, what had 40% of filler rate, or even 15, Boruto only has around 20 or 27. Of course, this depends on what you consider filler, because many sources classify light novel adaptations and anime-only content as filler, but is not really real, because Boruto has light novel adaptations right and left, and extended arcs. So only going by the manga content, then you only will get, I don't know, like 20% of actual manga content, because the manga is really, really slow. But now let's run through the 70 canon Boruto arcs you shouldn't skip. Or it's depend, because there are 2 arcs that you could skip, and you should. First arc, the Academy entrance arc. This is the first ever Boruto arc from episode 1 to 16. The arc is going around Nue attack and Sumire. Half of the arc is skippable in my talk, it's just character introductions and messing around. But the final fight and the finale of the arc is incredibly good, and you should watch it. There is a Sumire versus Mitsukit fight, and Naruto versus Nue fight, what is perfect. Second arc, Sarada arc. This arc is a manga canon. This is made by Kishimoto himself after he finished the Naruto manga. He drew these few chapters about Sarada. This is about Sarada going through an emotional crisis and start questioning what is her real actual mother. So she ran away with ChouChou, searching for her father and mother, Sasuke. In this arc, she actually finds Sasuke and end up with Naruto, going with Naruto and ChouChou, and end up finding a clan who call themselves Uchihas. In this arc, we have the Shin vs Sakura fight, that is one of the best Boruto fights ever. Third arc, the Shul Trip arc, is the light novel adaptation arc. The Shul takes a trip to the Hidden Mist. During this trip, they meet with Kagura, who is the grandson of the 4th Mizukage. They end up fighting against a group who call them the new 7th Swordmen. They're just a bunch of kids who want war, so they could, I don't know, be big boys. They end up fighting with them. They end up defeating them. Mizukage is involved in the fight too, but because he is fucking weak, he's fucking weak. Fourth arc is the graduation exam. This is a really short arc, one of the shortest. The entire class actually need to go through the Genins exam, so they are going against the teachers and Kakashi. So if they end up winning and defeating and get the bells from Kakashi, they are Genins, obviously. If no, they are going back to Shul and to learn another year or so, I don't know. They end up working together as a team, and as a team oversmarting the teachers and Kakashi himself in a really good fight. I mean, fight what kids can do. 5. The Genin mission arc. These arcs focus on Team 7. the new Team 7, but include Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. They are going around doing missions and learning how to work in a team, and also we are seeing others' team. The 6th arc is the Byakuya gang arc. This arc focuses on Boruto and Shikadai, dealing with the noble types called the Byakuya gang. They end up filing, catching them and stopping them from doing what they want to do. So they they run away from the village, the gang, accept, and Naruto shows up in a fucking epic way and catch them all. Also, there is a kid with a really good bloodline technique in it. Shikadai ends up playing shogi with him. He's the member of the gang and he is misleaded. The 7th is the Chunin exam arcs. This is the greatest Boruto arc we ever had. It's technically a Chunin exam. If you watch Naruto, you know what a Chunin exam. We are seeing in this arc like Sarada Veyash, that girl from the cloud, he one-shotted her, and Boruto vs Shiki. That was a great fight too. Of course, Boruto cheat the exam to win it, and Naruto strip him from the rank of the Genin. Of course, Momoshiki shows up and ruined the entire Chunin exam. So technically everybody fucking failed. And there Momoshiki end up kidnapping Naruto. They even go after Naruto with Sasuke and the 5 Kage. They fight Momoshiki, and Sasuke and Naruto ends up beating Momoshiki up with teamwork. And Boruto with a fucking Rasengan, what Naruto give him chakra to do, end up killing Momoshiki, and Momoshiki give his karma seal on Naruto's palm. The 8th arc is the ChouChou arc. Please, for the love of God, skip this fucking arc if you know and fear God. I don't know what was Kishimoto thinking when he gave idea for this arc, but I swear to God, he was fucking drunk. Just skip this arc. 9 arc is the Mitsuki disappearance arc. It's a long arc, as you can see. This is the second best arc in the show, in my opinion. Mitsuki have a dream about how he actually came in the village. So he and Orochimaru went into the mission, find Log, fighted with Log, and both Orochimaru and Log asked him to choose a side, who he want to be with. So with Log or with Orochimaru. And they fight over some seal. So Mitsuki go into Sage mode, steal the scroll, and run away. So this is a one-shot or two-shot manga chapter. I don't know what made it, maybe Ikimoto and Kodachi or Kishimoto, I have no idea. But it's like that. So after he get up from the dream, or the memories he dreamed, he start questioning who he is and what he is. Then some mysterious organizations show up and ask him to join them. So he leave the Leaf Village. It's like similar to the Sasuke case, what he have in Naruto. So the organization is made out of artificial humans made out of clay, and they want to become real humans. So the entire thing is technically they are go to the stone village, the hidden stone village, and Tsuchikage, the old man, want to make an army to protect the village, so they shouldn't need human warriors to sacrifice their own life for the village. He end up creating these artificial humans and warriors out of clay with some crazy scientist. And he also end up creating his own clone out of clay. Of course, these clay humans and monsters have really low lifespan. So if they overuse their abilities and power, they will die. So Boruto and the gang go after him to save Mitsuki and take him back with them. They end up fighting with this gang. The gang slowly dies off. Not the Boruto gang, but the enemy team. It's full of epic fights. Boruto ends up summoning a big fucking snake to help him. And in the end, the fucking clone, the Tsuchikage clone, end up fighting against Tsuchikage, and the Tsuchikage in the battle defeat him and dies himself from the old age. It's incredibly great arc. You should definitely watch it. Then the Parent and Child Day. It's a funny little episode about Naruto make a Parents' Day. So shinobis could spend days with their families. Naruto ends up spending time with Himawari. And we see the most epic scene in the entire fucking Naruto franchise.
Peanuts. お前は俺の可愛いピーナッツだ。
11th arc is the Jugo arc. The gang goes on a mission because some gooses are infected with curse marks and they keep spreading it on humans. So they are sent on a mission to investigate the cause of this and voice behind this with a guy who is expert in birds, some crazy idiot. They end up meeting Jugo in the forest, who is keep going out of control. He's absorbing the curse marks from the goose. After that, they end up fighting with Dio, who is plotted all this just so he could show his superiority against Jugo, but end up being beaten up with low effort. 12th arc is the Stream Ninja Scroll arc. This arc follows Mirai, Kakashi and Guy on a trip to the land of the stream. Mirai end up meeting with the sect who want to reach immortality just like the guy Hidden who killed his father. So she end up fighting with them and defeating the leader of the sect and saving a bunch of little girls and teenager girls from being murdered and brainwashed. 13th arc is the Konohamaru love arc. It's an arc about Konohamaru and a memory thief monster and a girl who is supposed to stop the monster because her ancestors did it. It's not a special arc, so you technically could just keep the fuck out of it. It's not really interesting. The fights are, boring. Animation is like meh. 14th arc is the one-tile Escort arc. Urashiki who ran away from the fight in the Chunin XM returns to absorb the chakra of the one-tailed beast. Boruto and Shiki are assigned for a mission to escort the sealed away one-tail. After they successfully end up running away from Urashiki, they put the one-tail Shukaku in good hands and return to fight against Urashiki himself. In the teamwork, they end up giving Urashiki a fucking Rasengan in the head, what breaks his horn off, one of the horns off. Urashiki wants to kill them, but Sasuke shows up and Urashiki run away again. The new plan. 50, the time travel arc. Urashiki returns once again. He uses time travel to go back to the past and steal Naruto's chakra. Sasuke and Boruto goes after him to stop him. They finally defeating him with Naruto's and Jiraya's help once for all. 16, the Mujina Bandit arc, adapting the second manga arc from chapter 11 to 15. The team is on a mission to capture the Mujina gang, which is causing trouble around the country, stealing and murdering people technically. Boruto gets daydreamed and mess up the mission and capture the final member of the three Mujina gang, the Bandit, who were stealing from some market or I don't know. So they couldn't watch him go back to the Mujina Bandit headquarters. So the team is assigned with a new mission to go to the Land of the Grass person from what we see in the Naruto movie, because there is a Mujina gang member there who betrayed the Mujina. So to protect his life and get information about the Mujina gang. So they end up fighting with one of the captains of the Mujina gang. They end up beating them, but the guy and the captain fall into the water, where the captain kills the guy and eats his brain, transforming into him. Of course, this is shown off screen and you don't know until they are there. So after they get enough information, the Mujina want to kidnap the son of the daimyo and eat his brain to get to power and money. So they kidnap him. Boruto after them. He saved the guy and beat up the leader of the Mujina gang. So in the process, his karma, what he gets from Momoshiki, activates, and the leader of the Mujina gang actually end up leading information out to Boruto about the Kara himself and what the thing on his palm might be. The arc is full of good and semi-good fights. The final arc, the 17th arc, is the Kara introduction arc. This is a manga extension, I could say it. It's explained few things what the Boruto manga didn't explain. Like what the fuck is Victor, or what the fuck is Kara, and what Kara want. So the entire arc starts with the Team 7 going on a routine mission, finding a lost guy in some other small country. They end up fighting the guy, but the guy is actually dead, like a fucking zombie, because you will laugh if you will hear this, but a fucking Hashirama cell got stuck in his arm and turned him into a fucking zombie. Apparently, weak humans can't use the Hashirama cells because it will go out of control. Naruto never explained this, but Boruto did, so at least we know not everybody can use the Hashirama cells. So they end up going after the Hashirama cells because someone wants to sell it. End up in the Land of the Silence, what we also seen from the last few episodes of the Naruto light novels. They end up meeting a gang of 4 siblings, quartuplets. They stand in the way and steal the Hashirama cells from them and end up running away with it. So they are chasing after them. So each member of the quintuplets is sacrificing himself to protect the good of their mission, what is to escort the Hashirama cells back to their village. So one die at the start, off screen, we are not seeing it. Just later on, the third is dying, sacrificing himself with a forbidden jutsu to stop the Team 7. In this event, a Kara member called Deepa shows up, and he's after the Hashirama cell himself. They end up meeting with the 3 Cloud Shinobi. One is really nostalgic character. You will really like to see him again. Deepa ends up fighting with the 3, end up killing 2, and after that Deepa catch up to them, beats up the release the two shinobi remaining from the siblings and whip the floor with Team 7, Boruto, Sarada and Mitsukit, with low effort, while Victor shows up and fight with Konohamaru and Mujina. Technically, from this arc we are going to the Kawaki arc, what is already a manga arc. So I know bunch of fucking people will be interested in Kawaki. So a fucking hype train will come. So these are the Boruto arc. Every episode between these are fillers or not important on overall. Of course, there are few episodes, but you could say you could watch it to get the full thing, like when the samurai girl gets here. So I think you should watch that too. I don't know which episode is that, what in which between arc are there, but it's really great arc episodes. But most of the episodes between these are just filler arc episodes. They can make you laugh and can be interesting sometimes, but it really doesn't give too much to the story on overall, so you can just skip if you want.